Hi guys, it's Mark with Texas Fundfinding. Thanks for joining us. Recently I cranked out a video that explained how and where to get overage and surplus and excess proceeds leads post sale. Basically, how to get the results and then work on chasing after the people that had an overage or surplus or excess proceeds due back to them. Well, today I want to go over, hopefully rather quickly, how to get these leads pre-sale, regardless whether you're just looking to do a little due diligence before the sale so that when it does come up on sale day, you've got that much less work to do. Or if you want to be even more proactive and do the due diligence, the title searching, um, skip tracing, the door knocking, the cold calling pre-sale, and try to get ahead of the rush, if you will, of post sale and everybody calling these people that have money due to them once the property's been sold. If you want to be proactive, and I hear more and more people are wanting to do this, where they're contacting homeowners before the auction, and even though the property hasn't been sold yet and there isn't an overage yet, they explain the process, offer to help the people recover any potential overage or surplus or excess proceeds and get them locked up pre-sale. The only bad part to that is, of course, a lot of those leads will end up being bad. You're going to be wasting some time. So it's a trade-off. And I say they're going to be bad simply because the property may not go to sale. The majority of the leads at that point before the auction get pulled or canceled for whatever reasons. Temporary restraining order, they file bankruptcy, they refinance, they sell the property. Um, Several reasons why a property can be pulled and not sold that's due up for foreclosure. But also, secondly, the property may go to sale, but it still has to go to sale and be bought by a third party investor for more than what is owed, either in the property taxes or on the mortgage or the lien being foreclosed on. So there's good and bad with that approach. More and more people are doing it to try to get ahead of the rush. I can't blame them. Um, and if that's you, this should help you in terms of getting these leads before sale and giving yourself time to hopefully do something with them. Let's start on the mortgage side and show you where you can find leads pre-sale of mortgage foreclosures, properties that are due to be foreclosed on because the homeowners are delinquent on the mortgage, unfortunately. And the first place I'll show you, it's as simple as doing a Google search for the county you want to work and just enter foreclosures. There's foreclosure postings that have to be filed with the county 3 weeks out from the sale. All these postings are posted on the county clerk's site. But basically, you have 3 weeks notice that these properties are due up for sale the following month. And you don't have to spend any money to get this information. It's not as easy to read as other sources, but nonetheless, it's free. And again, it's as simple as just going to a web browser, Google or whatever, entering in a particular county and foreclosures. I've already done this here for Comal County. You just click on it, you scroll down, and here they just show for the July sale. Other counties, you'll even see notices already submitted for the August sale or September sale. But this is Comal County and the notices of properties that they intend to foreclose in July. And you just kind of scroll. The format varies here because these are different trustees that are submitting these documents that are a required part of the foreclosure process. But here's pertinent information you need to know about this particular case and the deed of trust or the mortgage. It was taken out in 2023 for $628,000. There's the legal description. In this case, it does offer a physical address as well. Shows you it'll be sold July 1st. What time? Within 3 hours. That's one example. Here's another one. This property was bought in 2022 for 2.1 million. There's easier ways to get the information, folks, but this is a free source. And like I said, more and more counties are putting those foreclosure postings on the internet. But that's Comal County. Let me find another example. Okay, this is Dallas County, and as you can see, if you scroll down, they call them trustee postings and sales. They have some for May, June, and July. Surprised they still have May and June. I would think they would have July and August, maybe even September. But since it's a bigger county, they have more listings, as you can see. There's the trustee information, the couple being foreclosed on when they took out the mortgage. This one, just on the surface, if it were to go to sale, may be promising simply because they bought the property 21 years ago. So by now, between them paying down the mortgage and the likelihood of that property going up in value, they probably have quite a bit of equity, just FYI. But at any rate, you can see my point is you can get a lot of information from the county's foreclosure postings that they post, another free source. Another source that I ranted and raved about in the other video is auction.com. It's free, very useful. They have pictures, a lot of helpful information. The only downside to auction.com is they only show you properties that they are involved with. And when you're on auction.com, you have to play with the filters a little bit. Otherwise, you'll get misleading information. Under asset type, just pick foreclosure homes. Buying type, in-person auction. Featured, hot foreclosure, foreclosure predict. And you'll see we have 11. Obviously, there's more than 11 properties going to sale at the moment in Bexar County in a couple of weeks. But these are the only ones that auction.com are involved with. So again, if you just rely on auction.com, a lot of properties are going to fall through the cracks. But I would use them anyway, just because it's free and they give you so much information. In this case, they already have a minimum bid, although that might not be accurate in terms of what the homeowners owe at the moment. You see the house is worth over $500,000. There's a picture. And then if you scroll down, a nice thing too, click on foreclosure contact info, you will see the substitute trustee involved. If this property goes to sale and creates an overage, they would be your point of contact. They would be the people holding the bag. They would be the ones you'd have to deal with to recover the surplus or the overage. But yeah, auction.com is great. Unfortunately, they only cover and deal with properties that they are involved with. There's also other sites, paid sites to get lists and properties going to sale. Roddy's or foreclosure.info is one. You pay per the county. The bigger counties cost you more than, say, the smaller counties. They also sell results, but at least in the bigger counties, they take a couple days to get you the results of the sale. And personally, I can't wait that long. That's just me. I'd like to be knocking on doors if I can the afternoon of the sale. A competitor of Roddy's is Foreclosure Houston. I like them as well. They're a little bit cheaper maybe than Roddy's, not a whole lot, but basically they offer the same information, just presented differently. Fairly easy to understand all in all, but they too, when it comes to getting results, are a little slower than I would like to be, or like for them to be. There's a couple other sources, bid for assets, tax sale finders, but really that's on the tax sale side of things. As far as getting tax sale leads, it's pretty easy. I would first suggest just going to the websites of the three main law firms in Texas that are involved in delinquent taxes and tax suits and property tax sales. They are a key player in those sales. They have a big say in what gets sold. And then eventually, too, FYI, they are a player in recovering excess proceeds. You basically need to get their blessing and not just a district court judge with the county to get excess proceeds released from the county. But this is Lineberger, Goggin, Blair, and Sampson's website. They handle, if you'll notice, all these counties in Texas. Very user-friendly. This is just an example. If I can go back, we'll just click on something here. Here's a property in Hays County going to sale, I believe. Yeah, July 1st. You've got a minimum bid, what the property's worth. You got the cause number. If you clicked on more details, you can see who's being sued, a legal description, and sometimes they'll even list other taxes owing, which is very helpful. So that's one firm. Others of you may be familiar with Purdue, Brandon, Fielder, Collins, and Mott. They have the similar service. They have contracts in other Texas counties, depending on what part of the state you work. They have their own website, again, fairly user friendly. You just pick a county, and they will show you what is up for foreclosure property tax wise at the July 1st sale. And then there's a third firm that some of you may be familiar with, McCreary, Veselka, Bragg, and Allen. They have their own website. You just click on tax sales, scroll down, upcoming tax sales, and you see for the July sale, they are having auctions in the following counties. Free sources, very useful information. In some cases, they basically tell you everything you need to know, except giving you a title report, checking title. You can also use Roddy's, Foreclosure Houston, to get tax sale leads, but really why, or at least first, use these free sources before spending any money, especially if you're just starting out. But in a nutshell, those are a few sources to use when you're trying to get leads pre-sale, whether it's a few days out, a couple weeks out. Several of these sources, as you saw, are free. A lot of them really are very user friendly and very helpful. If you noticed a lot of the information that they provided. Gained anything from this video, if you could, drop me a like or subscribe to the channel. We'll be cranking out even more content, more videos here in the near future. In the meantime, we appreciate you watching today. We'll see you next time.